Welcome back to the Maryland Hockey Network. My name is Andy Parr, joined alongside Bailey Unchester here from the St. James in Springfield, Virginia. It's been a long time since we've seen these Terps play. They're getting back into it tonight against the Georgetown Hoyas. Bailey, you ready for some January hockey?
It has been a long time, Andy, and we're so happy to have you back here on the Maryland Hockey Network here for some 2026 Terps hockey.
And we're going to give some massive props to Owen Korzak out the gate. I messed up a little bit. I forgot one of the essential cords for our backup camera today, so your camera feed is coming through my iPhone 15 tonight, and Owen is operating that. It is definitely a tough job, so all the credit in the world to our third member of the broadcast team tonight. Also, Grace Mohan is operating our scorebug. Travis Duchesne coming in with a chance. Early test there for Choi as Harnan picks up the rebound. First opportunity of the night for the Terps, coming off the stick of number 24 in red. Caleb Craven retreating back to center ice to pick up that loose puck. He'll play it across to his partner, Brian Teske. That pass, though, deflected by a couple of Hoya sticks. Now it ends up in the defensive zone where it's picked up by George Haynes of Georgetown. Intercepted by Brian Teske in center. He'll dump as he needs a change. Matt Choi goes behind his net to leave it for Haynes again. Haynes taking off the puck for a moment, but now here come the Hoyas the other way. This is Bystrom. Bystrom being pressured by Pilkington. Bad pass there from Bystrom, taken by Schreibman, and now here comes Maryland. Michael Schreibman with speed on the near side. A shot, another save for Choi. He's got two early on in this one, just over a minute old here in Springfield. Andrew Fu in the corner trying to get it out of the point. Sean Amon, a nice keep in there, trying everything he can to keep the puck in the zone. Pilkington does the rest down low. Schreibman a shot. St. Choi rebound. Score! Sean Amon. First goal of 2026 for Maryland belongs to the alternate captain.
And Choi was being tested so much there in just these first 2 minutes of the game with all those rebounds. It was about time for the Terps to net one in there. Sean Amon right there at the right time, just in the crease on Choi, able to slot one in past him off the initial shot from Schreibman. Terps up 1-0 really early on here tonight. Terps
Yes, number 26 in red with the first goal of 2026 for the Terps. Sean Amon, a snipe right past Matt Choi, and it's 1-0 early here in Springfield. Now this is Warner. Grant Warner taking off the puck there by Epps. Epps loses it again to Amon in front. Michael Schreibman looking to make it 2-0 real fast. That one goes just wide. Grant Warner in front for Pilkington. He couldn't get a clean handle on that puck. Pilkington still within the offensive zone. Sends it across for Warner. That one explodes off his stick and goes right to Jack Allieri. Schreibman still fighting for it in the near corner. Held in at the point by Petter. Petter across for Warner. Warner sends it around the boards to Doherty, who's trying to play it back in deep. It'll be picked up there by the Hoyas. Around the sidewall, nobody who's home on that pass. Henry Scriven will retreat to pick it up from Maryland in the defensive zone. Scriven taking off the puck there by Tucker Farrell. Around the boards, this will be played up for James Romps. He sends it ahead for Scriven, but that one bounces off a couple of Hoya sticks, and Andrew Wallace is back there for Maryland. Wallace finds Mohan. Up ahead, that pass is taken away by Connor Lee. Lee with a long-range shot. That one goes wide of Adams. Picked up again in the corner there. That was Liam Mason for the Hoyas. Mason still with it, feeds it behind the net. First one there is going to be Wallace for the Terps. Up ahead, Doherty's able to tip it into neutral. Georgetown's back in their defensive end again. This is Sladoff. Sladoff using the boards to try and play it ahead. Andrew Wallace there for the Terps, delayed offside, now washed out. Behind the net is picked up by Sladoff again. Sladoff trying to play it up. Luke Mohan stalled it up for a moment. Sladoff now going the other way. Terps still in the way there. Brian Teske taking it in deep. Teske out in front. That pass was taken away by number 12, George Haynes. Now this is Haynes working one-on-one into the offensive zone. Haynes now to the near side with a shot. Blocked there by Caleb Craven. Blake Warner sends it around the side for Hudrin. Jack Hudrin trying to find some space, fighting for that puck in the corner. Will send it off the half wall. Blake Warner couldn't quite get it cleanly. Now Caleb Craven's got it in his defensive end. Craven plays for Teske. Brian Teske hard around the boards there for Hudrin. Hudrin will sky this one through neutral. Chase Wilson trying to collect it, couldn't get it cleanly. Now here comes Georgetown the other way. Long-range shot there goes just high from Sean O'Connor. Patrick Adams still officially with 0 shots against. Caleb Craven into the offensive zone. So smooth on that stick handle. Leads for Duchesne. One more just wide of Chase Wilson there on the finish. Georgetown trying to reset behind their own net. This is Selfie, one of the two captains here for this Hoya squad. Up ahead goes to Bystrom. Bystrom will dump this one in from center as he needs a change. Travis Duchesne picking it up for Maryland. Duchesne finds Blake Warner. Warner, though, got crossed up there, and Markva sends it down for the Hoyas. Just under 5 minutes played here in the first period. 1-0 Terps, courtesy of Sean Amon here at the St. James. Georgetown trying to get back to work. But Patrick Harnan with a takeaway in the defensive zone, trying to stall up any Hoya pressure. Sean Amon joins the fight and picks up the puck. Up ahead for Body. Back over to Harnan. Patrick Harnan with some space will take it in on the near side. Gets taken off the puck for a moment. Sean Amon tries to keep it in. Now around him, here comes Alieri. Alieri with a shot, save made there by Patrick Adams as Sean Amon swallows up that rebound. James Body up ahead for Duchesne, 2-on-1 developing at the Terps hurry. Duchesne looking, feeds across, shot saved by Choi. Patrick Harnan got in tight, and Matt Choi came up with the stop.
Choi is really the main anchoring piece for this Georgetown squad this year, wearing the C as a goalie. Don't see that too often. This senior from Boston, Massachusetts. I've seen him play before at the showcase a few weeks ago, and he was really incredible here for the Hoyas tonight. If the Hoyas want a chance of staying in this one, it's going to be up to Matt Choi between the pipes.
Yeah, really apologies on this camera to everybody watching at home. It looks like it's stalling up every once in a while. I think it's more of a internet issue here at the St. James than anything else. We're trying our best to bring you coverage of the Terps here from Springfield under not ideal conditions. As Matt Choi comes up with another save there. That one off the stick of Andrew Wallace from the point.
It's a fun save by Choi. He was sort of behind the back. I mean, his back was quite literally to the rest of the ice there. So, again, good reflexes on number 40 in blue.
Grant Warner, another face-off win. Wallace again at the point. He'll do the same thing. That one blocked down in front by Alieri. Warner trying to pick up that rebound. It's taken away by the Hoyas. Now here comes Georgetown on the far side. Andrew Wallace with a stick check, forcing that shot to go wide. Pilkington will pick it up on the near end, trying to get it out of his defensive zone. This is a shot here, saved by Patrick Adams. That one coming off the stick of Alex Almeida. Maryland corralling that rebound off the pad of their netminder. This is Wallace up ahead for Scriven. Henry Scriven can't get it past Alieri as that play is offside. Hoyas had not fully vacated the zone there. 13:56 left to play here in the first period. Maryland leading the Hoyas 1-0. Face-off here is won forward by the Hoyas, and Maryland takes possession with Teske. Brian Teske will send it around the glass for Craven. Craven up ahead for James Romps, but he can't quite get it out of the zone there. Now he does. Picked up in center by Markva. Austin Markva ringing it around. Caleb Craven, the first one there for Maryland. Craven will play it back for Teske. Teske trying to get a breakout going with Romps. James Romps pushes it into center, but it's taken away by the Hoyas again. Shot there is blocked down by Teske, and he passes up for Doherty. Inside for Romps. James Romps now into the offensive end for the Terps. Romps a long-range shot. That one just off the glove of Choi. Mohan picking up that rebound on the near side. Feeds it down low for Doherty. One more to Romps, was intercepted by the Hoyas. Mohan with a takeaway, though. Mohan trying to knife himself in front. He's taken off the puck there by Mason. Liam Mason in need of a change. Will jump this one in from the red line. First one to pick up that puck is Sean Amon. He'll send it around the side. Romps isn't able to get there, though. Sladoff sends it down deep. On the far side, Sean O'Connor picks it up, but it's taken away by the Terps. Here comes Maryland with Doherty through center, but that puck just deflects out of play into the scorekeeper's box. It looks like Caden Vogel, one of the people running the clock tonight.
Might have been Dominic Facciano, actually. Doesn't matter. Somebody
Doesn't
in the
matter.
Terps
There is a
catch.
Terp scratch who just caught the puck in the penalty box today. Face-off here won by Chase Wilson. Maryland trying to start a breakout here with Warner. Finds Wilson in the middle. Wilson leaves for Facciano, so may have been Vogel in the bench
Vogel.
then.
My apologies.
Dominic Facciano on the ice for the Terps right now. Good hit there by Foch as Chase Wilson trying to pick up that puck on the far wall. Loose puck on the boards. Eli Petter and Blake Warner trying to be the first ones there. They find Wilson below the net. In front for Warner with a shot. A save by Choi. The rebound swallowed up. And we're getting a little bit physical after that whistle. James Selfie, one of the men who wears the C for Georgetown, throwing some shoves at Blake Warner there.
And I'm surprised that one stayed out. It looks like Warner had that entire high blocker side pretty much open for him, and he managed to lift that puck, and just somehow Choi was able to get a handle on that one. Warner maybe came a little bit in too close on that crease, causing defensive zone. Battling now behind the Maryland net, trying to center it. No dice, though, and here comes the Terps the other way. Duchesne cruising through center ice. Duchesne with speed, just blocked, though, by Haynes. Back the other way here. Here's Wayne, and again through center ice. He whistled down for offsides, I believe, as James Body gets tripped up a bit behind the play, but again, playing on here, not the St. James.
Tried changing some of the settings on the stream, but it looks like the buffery camera is just what we're going to have to go with tonight, so you'll have to listen closely to our voices if you're watching at home, folks.
Lucky you.
Power play upcoming here for the Terps. A little bit of commotion at center ice while I was trying to fix up the camera, but here we go. Brian Teske again, things started right away. A big save for Choi. James Body trying to provide the traffic in front during the first half of the season. He was great at getting the screens in place, and that was an interference call. Cross-check, sorry.
My bad.
And Korzak giving me the signals off the camera. Caleb Craven leaves for Teske. Teske at the point. Teske waiting for options. We'll have to send it down low. Body's going to fight for that puck. Gets checked off it for a second. Harnan joins the race. Gets it back to the point for Craven. Caleb Craven down to Harnan. Harnan on the far side. Back up for Craven. Craven trying to get in deep inside for Duchesne. He'll send it out for Harnan again. Back up to Craven. Craven, a long shot deflected just wide by Body. James Body trying to feed in front, taken away by Georgetown, and they'll send it down the length of the ice. Doing the final effort there was Vaughn Sladoff. Still a minute, 12 seconds of power play time here for Maryland as Caleb Craven gets the recharge going. Craven sending it down low. First one there is going to be Alex Almeida of the Hoyas, and he's able to get around Petter for another clear. Foot race now between Petter and Bystrom. Petter wins it, and now Maryland's going the other way as Bystrom delivers a check in center ice on Romps. Into the offensive end, this is Grant Warner. He has that pass intercepted by Almeida, and he'll send it the length of the ice again. Alex Almeida back-to-back clears for the Hoyas here. Eli Petter behind Patrick Adams looking to get things going. Up ahead, he finds Warner. Warner stretches it across for Pilkington. Pilkington into the offensive end, trying to send it back over. Ends up back on his stick. Tommy Pilkington facing some pressure there from Andrew Fu will send it down low. James Romps fighting for that puck in the corner against Haynes. Two of them battling. Michael Schreidman now chasing it to the far wall. Schreidman down low. Romps wasn't quite ready for that pass. Haynes will send it around the side, but Warner's able to keep it in. Grant Warner gets intercepted there, and look out here, 2-on-1 developing. This is Fu with Selfie. Selfie in alone. Shot saved by Adams. Right as the penalty expires, Patrick Adams coming up with a big stop on James Selfie. Now this is Schreidman up ahead for Warner. Warner gets checked there. A big hit from Landon Wayne. Maryland bench not too happy about that one. Now here comes Wayne. A shot there. Stick save for Adams, and he deflects it into the netting.
Georgetown did a really nice job towards that latter half of their penalty kill and then into this next minute following of really not allowing the Terps to set up anything offensively. And now we're going here the other way. Terps a little bit shaken up. A few big hits within the last few moments. And now a defensive zone draw to deal with.
And unfortunately, I can tell by our score bug that this is definitely a Wi-Fi issue here at the St. James with all of our stuff going on tonight. So we're going to go with what we have. Georgetown trying to get things going in the offensive zone. That pass there intercepted by Hudrin, but kept in at the point by Markva. Down low, Wallace trying to ring it around the side for Scriven. Scriven will be the first one there. Henry Scriven plays it across to Wallace again. Up for Hudrin. Finds Wilson. Chase Wilson sends over to Warner. Blake Warner Backhand shot there, saved by Choi, and he'll hold that one for the whistle. 8:21 left here in the first frame. Terps lead 1-0, courtesy of Sean Amon. Wilson to take this face-off against Bystrom. Bystrom with the face-off win for the Hoyas. Georgetown trying to get out of their defensive zone. Blake Warner with another keep-in for the moment, and now here comes Selfie. Selfie's got O'Connor with him. Selfie trying to get that one to the net front. Good defensive play there from Hudrin to stall up that shot. Long stretch pass there, able to find the other side of the ice on the stick of Connor Lee. Lee will ring it around, trying to get it over to Bystrom. Bystrom on the near end will send it down low to Selfie. Selfie gets checked off the puck there by Scriven, and Chase Wilson will send it on the side for Warner. Warner trying to get it over the blue line. He will, as Lee goes back to center ice. This is now O'Connor. O'Connor on the near side waiting for an option to open up. Will take the shot. Adams with the save. Rebound dangerous there. Wallace able to fish it out for a moment. Georgetown able to keep the pressure on. This is Selfie. Selfie facing some heat from Scriven will send that one wide of Adams. Far side, it's picked up by Fu. Andrew Fu looking for something in front of the net. Nobody home there. Jack Hudrin will use the half wall to get this out as he needs a change. Georgetown trying to turn the tide in their favor right here as Fu coming in with a shot. Blocker saved by Adams. Andrew Wallace did a good job of cutting off that shooting lane. Another chance here for the Hoyas. That one goes just wide off the stick of Haynes. Another chance in front, blocked by Harnan. Maryland trying to get out of the defensive zone. James Body will do just that. Good block there from Travis Duchesne to keep that one in the Maryland offensive end. Patrick Harnan trying to keep the pressure up. Loses it, but ends up with Craven. Across to Teskey. Teskey will dump this one in. Delayed offside on Maryland, now washed out. James Body applying the pressure. Fu trying to get it through center ice. That pass was stalled up by Grant Warner. Warner now 1-on-2 trying to get into the offensive zone, and Duchesne touches that one just offside. We get a whistle here with 6:31 to play in the first period.
Terps defense doing a really nice job of not letting those rebound chances get back to Patrick Adams. Obviously a few dangerous chances back there a few moments ago, but none really back to back, giving Adams some good time to reset.
Face off here won by the Hoyas, and now they're trying to motor into the offensive zone. Brian Teskey cutting off that angle on the far side. Grant Warner picks up the puck. It leaves for Pilkington. Back over to Warner, and Pilkington has it again. Pilkington fighting for the puck behind the net with Jack Allieri. Around the side, Pilkington in a foot race with Markvo. Markvo will be the first one there, but he has to go all the way back to his defensive zone and play some catch. Georgetown trying to break it over the blue line. They get crossed up there, and Caleb Craven goes back for Maryland. Craven will send it down low for Teskey. Brian Teskey waiting for some options to open up. He chooses Pilkington. Pilkington trying to send it across, finds Schreibman. Schreibman now picking up speed in center. Schreibman drops. Craven a shot, that one just high. Pilkington picks up the rebound on the near side. Pilkington drops for Petter. Petter a shot, save made by Choi. Couldn't quite secure it with the glove at first. He's quick to cover it up as it sat in the crease.
Two great chances there back-to-back for Maryland. You saw Schreibman, one of the speediest skaters on the ice here, deciding to drop that one back to Craven. Craven just got a little too excited, shot a little too high. Petter able to corral the rebound right into the glove of Choi.
Clean face-off win there for Mohan, and Sean Amon with a quick release is gloved down by Choi. Will reset again to Choi's right. 0 seconds ran off the clock on that face-off, Bailey.
Sounds like we're at the St. James.
Yes, during our showcase weekend, we noticed some clock discrepancies, to say the least, during our games here. Georgetown trying to get a breakout going. Nobody home on that pass. Eli Petter will chase for Maryland. Petter up ahead for Romps. Romps deflects it over to Mohan. Mohan finds Doherty. Colin Doherty trying to find some space in the offensive zone, sends that one wide of Choi, but Choi will take no chances as he covers that one up. 5:06 left here in the opening frame, still 1-0 Terps.
Choi is gathering a stat line of 13 saves on 14 shots so far compared to Adams' 7 saves on 7 shots.
Mohan with a clean face-off win. Another shot there for Eamon. That one's blocked down in front, but down low, this is Romps. Romps trying to feed in front. That was nearly a friendly fire goal by George Haynes. Colin Doherty with a keep in at the point, sending it down low. First one there is going to be Almeida for the Hoyas, but he loses that puck to Amon. Sean Amon working 1-on-3 right here. Amon doing everything he can to keep possession, finds Petter at the point with a shot, save, rebound, Romps. What a save by Choi as he dives out to his left to swallow that one up. And we have some extracurriculars after that whistle blows.
Choi, again, really, apart from that first goal early on in this first period, has been exceptional tonight for the Hoyas. We expect nothing less, though, from the captain in blue. Again, even if the Terps are known to be, on the stats board, maybe a stronger team than Georgetown, Choi is going to be the one to beat at the end of the day.
Both captains were talking after that whistle. Matt Choi and James Selfie, two men wearing the C for the Hoyas. One their goaltender, one a center. Puck battle behind Choi's net. Chase Wilson delivering a big hit there. A little bit more pushing and shoving between him and Almeida. Refs say play on. Blake Warner trying to fight for that puck against Selfie, and now Selfie ends up with it one-on-one against Wallace. A good defensive stick there from Wallace to stall up any shot from James Selfie. That pass, though, unable to find Henry Scriven cleanly. Puck battle going on in neutral. We'll see who ends up with it. Warner and O'Connor both fighting for it on these near boards. Ends up on the stick of Austin Markva. Markva up ahead trying to find Fu. Henry Scriven gets in the way of that pass. He'll send it through center. Georgetown forced to reset in neutral yet again. Here comes Alieri. Alieri feeding it across. He's able to find Wayne. Landon Wayne facing some pressure from Facciano and Wallace. Loose puck on the far boards. It's still picked up by the Hoyas and sent deep. Wallace will work one-on-one against Wayne again. That puck squirts out to Facciano on the far side. Up ahead for Craven, and now here comes Warner. Warner backhands it up ahead for Harnan. Patrick Harnan on the far side in tight. A save there by Choi as Harnan was trying to split the 5-hole. Near side pass by Wayne, intercepted by Body with a shot. A pad save for Choi. Georgetown getting caught in their defensive end right there. Teskey up ahead for Harnan. Harnan will leave back for Teskey. Brian Teskey picking up speed, now motoring into the offensive zone. Teskey on the near circle. Teskey, a sharp angle shot there, saved by Choi. Rebound squirts out to Duchesne. At the point, it's Body. Body will send it around the boards to Teskey on the far end. Teskey trying to settle down that puck, looking for Duchesne behind the net. That pass intercepted by the Hoyas, and Georgetown will get a breakout going here. But they only get it as far as Caleb Craven as Maryland's alternate captain picks it up in his defensive zone. Craven, using his smooth stick handles to get around a couple of Hoyas there, finds Body. Up ahead for Grant Warner. Warner on the near circle, now behind the net in front. Body, a shot just high. Looked like he had Choi beat on the blocker side. James Body ripping that one just over the crossbar. Now here comes the Hoyas. That was Epps with a pass there, intercepted by Caleb Craven. Craven gets it just over the blue line, forcing the Hoyas to reset neutral yet again as Grant Warner delivers another hit there. Just now approaching 2 minutes to play here in the first period. Still 1-0 Maryland. Shots on goal, 19 for the Terps, 7 for the Hoyas. Almeida trying to get a breakout going for Georgetown, looking to try and catch Maryland in a change. Sean Amon with a big recovery there. Now here come the Terps. Grant Warner off the glass for Schreibman. That one just skips over his stick. Maryland back in center. Petter finds Pilkington. Tommy Pilkington backhands that one into the zone. Warner in a one-on-one with Almeida. Warner wins it, and Pilkington's one-timer is gloved down by Choi with 1:26 left in the first.
Terps have had a lot of these centering pass chances so far on Choi. Choi's only been beat once, but if the Terps keep chipping away at that, Georgetown struggling a little bit in by their crease defensively to clear those rebounds, which lead to these one-timers here.
Maryland already up to 20 shots on net in this first period. They have been pumping the puck at Choi. Another face-off win there for Maryland in the offensive zone. At the point, it's Amon with a shot. That one's blocked down by Selfie. Selfie will try and find a teammate there. He finds Lee. Lee into the offensive zone for Georgetown, facing some heavy pressure from Schreibman and Sean Amon. All four of them still fighting for the puck. Amon doing everything he can to get it, and now it squirts out to Eli Petter, but he can't get it past O'Connor at the point. O'Connor down low. Eli Petter, the first one there, will send it over to Pilkington. Pilkington deflects it, so no ice here as Maryland goes off for a change. Back to retreat, it's O'Connor for the Hoyas. O'Connor for Lee. Lee will use the glass to send that one all the way down the ice, and we'll get an icing here with exactly a minute to play in the first.
1 minute warning here tonight at the St. James in the first period. Terps still up 1-0. Shots, though, are really pulling away. Terps with 20 opposed to Georgetown's 7. Terps really, as Andy is saying, pumping the puck here offensively tonight.
Yeah, Maryland doing everything they can to throw this puck at Matt Choi. He's only gotten past it once so far. Teskey sends that one low for Doherty. Doherty wasn't able to corral that pass, though, and now Selfie has the puck for Georgetown. Selfie waiting for options to open up. Selfie, long stretch pass there. He finds the stick of Bystrom, but Bystrom couldn't handle it, and Teskey with a big hit in the corner there. Bystrom was trying to feed O'Connor in front. Caleb Craven with a defensive stick to block up that pass. Georgetown gets crossed up again and nearly drew themselves offside. Teskey for Craven. Craven has that pass in the skate of James Romps. Romps able to recover, and now Craven's got in the offensive zone. Craven a shot there. That one goes wide. That one's picked up in the corner by Fu for the Hoyles. Up ahead, here comes Georgetown again. This is Alieri. Alieri gets checked off the puck there, and Mohan picks it up for Maryland. Mohan loses the puck, though, and now Wayne with a shot saved by Adams. The rebound is pumped wide as we hit the horn here in the first period. A late chance there for Georgetown to try and tie it. Patrick Adams with the save, and Maryland with a 1-0 lead after 20.
Yeah, at the buzzer there, that was Wayne. Probably Georgetown's best chance of the night there, Patrick Adams. Point blank glove save for him. If Wayne was able to get that one just a little bit higher, he would have had Adams beat. But alas, the Terps able to stay in this one, pulling away 1-0 at the end of the first. Stay tuned. We'll be back with you shortly for the second period.
Hi, Terps fans, and well, maybe press pause and then unpause.